What's up, brother? How you doing, man? How are you? See you.
How are you?
Good.
Soccer, getting ready for another soccer season? Right around the freaking corner, huh?
I still got my girls team going right now.
How they doing this year, all right?
Doing okay. We moved up to Classic.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think we were like 1-4, but they're very competitive games. And I've watched the growth of a few of them, like where you've seen a year ago to now. You're
Anyone
like
in particular?
patience. Because she had to.
Right. Sure.
It's either sink or
Nowhere to
swim.
go.
It's sink or
Right.
swim.
Exactly.
So I mean, there's a few of them. Jazz has really stepped up. I mean,
Yeah, good.
got to fix her attitude, but that's
Well, that's always going to be
you're
fun.
never going to do those things.
Yeah, well, good.
But no, it's going well. And a few of them left to go down south. So it's made it. It's all good. So.
How are you?
I'm good. How you been? Good.
Mr. McCabe, pleasure.
Hi, Dave.
I'll be right on that. I'm gonna go 5:40.
Yeah, so there was 3, but then we took 5, technically 6, because we kind of outsourced the guy and he had to be in the office. He's working solely off of commission. But we've seen a lot of members coming in from Pittsburgh and Washington. And they're trying to take the curriculum directory and get this in. So he's just going to be working there getting masters.
How's everything happening up in Brooklyn Lodge? I've been
Yeah.
Bar and Glassworks went up yesterday. So we got all the decorative parts still frozen. The bar's up.
What, my hair won't fit?
Let me stand out here.
Wide angle?
Hey, how are ya? Oh, absolutely. Been busy.
No, I haven't.
Hey, Eric. Are you good, Joe? You good here? You're good. There you go. Thank you. You good?
I'm, other than Ty's back.
Now move.
There you go.
Gabe, how
Here, French suit. You guys should have saw the special 15-minute waiver.
Well, did you hear yesterday? Monte Carlo's building starting, right? So Reyes calls Bob and says, "Hey, about 9:30 tomorrow, let's bring a big rock across." Thankfully, it came through all right. That was my worry. At 9:30, they weren't going to be here. We're going to have to stall. But thankfully, yes, we went by
Pooped it down there. A little muggy for your hair.
Well, I knew I was going to see you, so I had to take a look at
When's the last time you finished it up? Been a while?
probably 30 years.
30 years?
Someday they're bigger than ours.
All the wrong. Yeah, I know.
Everyday doing something like that.
Next time you walk,
Yeah, we've not been there yet.
yeah, it's
Yeah, there's another new one that's on like another it's like it's high end. It's another place right outside the Lawrence, which is really nice.
I do. I received samples.
So many. Studies the whole semester.
yeah.
Although it's up to children. Yeah. You know, I like to take it. Yeah.
They won last night, but they keep calling it down.
Yep, I know them all.
Can't wait.
Thank you.
Give me a little test, Mayor.
Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Morning. And welcome to one of the most exciting announcements that we've had here in the city in a very, very long time. I'm going to introduce Barry here in just a second. We just want to give a little background to this project, and just for me personally thinking about this today. A little over 10 years ago, I bought an old building just around the corner, and in doing so, I researched a lot of the old newspaper stories from the time it was built in the 1890s, and I couldn't help but notice it almost jumped off the page, the notion of if they needed to do something back then, they just did it. They didn't sit around and and lament the way things were. They didn't complain, they just did it. There was a complete sense of can-do that you find in those old newspaper stories. And I noticed over the years, I think back, being downtown, think back to my grandmother driving me around, and by the time that this was happening, it was in the 70s, I think a saying had kind of set into our vernacular around here, they should just do something there. It was always they. And I remember, I lost track of how many times my grandmother used to tell me that, but then when I moved back home years ago, I noticed that there's a lot of folks still saying they need to do something, they need to put something there, they need to do this. I think where we are today is because people are starting to say that I can do this or we can do this together, and that brings me to Barry. I had Barry to the Mayor's Advisory Council on Economic Development a couple of years ago, and I didn't really know him that well. But we started to chat, and then one day he asked me to have coffee, and I expected him to give me some ideas on what someone should be doing or what the city should be doing. But Bear began the conversation with a phrase that every mayor loves to hear: "What can we do? How can I help be a part of all that's going on in downtown Wheeling and in the city right now?" And honestly, I didn't know Bear that well, so I thought maybe he's thinking about a little fixer-upper project here somewhere. But as time went on, our conversations continued and developed into what you see on these beautiful photos here today. It is truly going to be the most impactful project in downtown Wheeling's modern history when it's done. And I know that there's still some finishing pieces that have to be added to the mix, but it's an incredible project. It's going to bring more vitality, more entertainment, much needed hotel space, some condo living, a rooftop bar restaurant, a first floor restaurant, a coffee shop, all the sorts of things you need in a 24-hour economy. And it's right next to the waterfront, and it's right next to our arena, and it's right next to an 800-space parking garage that mostly sits empty. So it's hard to envision anything checking more boxes for what we need right here than this project. And you're going to hear from Barry in a second. You're going to hear how much excitement and enthusiasm he brings to this process. He's been an incredible partner to work with, and I shouldn't leave out Lisa, his wife, as well. They've just been wonderful in seeing the potential and in seeing, quite honestly, seeing that, for folks who've been here a long time and who've prospered in this city, there's nothing wrong with figuring out how can you look to leave a lasting legacy and make a difference going forward. We need more folks across the city to stop looking at Wheeling in the past tense and see it very much in the future tense. And I really think this project is going to be a catalyst in many ways to get other folks off the sidelines and into the arena. The canvas behind us is still wide open for a lot of investment. We're seeing more investment now, public and private, than we've seen in any of our lifetimes. But this is just the starting part of what's going to be an incredible endeavor. I want to thank members of the City Council, Vice Mayor Thalman, Jerry Slavanakis, Dave Palmer, Ty Thorngate. I don't see the other ones here today. We've worked on this. This is a project, quite frankly, the City Council's been looking at this project for almost 8 years. The past 2 councils, we couldn't get a deal done for the properties in 2018, 2019, but we're able to now, and I want to thank the folks at National Equipment for working with us. This is going to be an incredible use of this space, and the good news about National Equipment is they are going to be staying in Wheeling here going forward, which is also a win. I want to thank City Manager Herron. Bob's been involved in all the discussions on this and negotiating the properties and beyond. And obviously the architect, something that kind of incorporates a lot of the old into something that looks very new, and I think it's going to fit in very well. But beyond that, I turn the podium over to Barry and thank him again for his belief in the city and being such a great partner.
Just a few words here. Thank you to the mayor. Like the mayor said, honestly, it's been almost 2 years ago, probably 18 months ago, if you want to round up, that the mayor and I had coffee, and then we started having lunch, and we met about once a month, and sometimes every other month. And I asked the mayor, like he said, what can we do? After we retired, I really wanted to do something in Wheeling. Wheeling's been my home now for almost 17 years. Our family's here, our kids are here. It's a wonderful place, and as you continue to see it grow, we wanted to be more of a part of that. I enjoy being retired. I really don't want to go back to work, but this is a really nice opportunity. So as I was meeting with the mayor, he showed me all the things that Wheeling needed, whether it was renovating properties or restaurants, or we need homes, we need Airbnbs, we need condos. There's plenty to do. And he said one of the things we didn't have was a multi-use facility that wasn't just a hotel, it would be downtown. And we started talking about this location, and we settled in on it, and we agreed to try to make it work. And before I talk too much about it, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the incredible advisory, visionary team that we put together. So obviously the mayor, Glenn Elliott, just, you know, we're so thankful and lucky to have Glenn as our mayor the last 8 years. When I moved here, I think Andy McKenzie was the mayor, did a great job. I missed Nick Sparshane, but if you think about 8, 16, 24 years, the city just continues to move forward. Maybe not as fast sometimes as we want, but we're moving forward. All you have to do is look around. But the mayor was integral in this, in putting this together. Then Vice Mayor Chad Thalman, every meeting he was there to support us. City Manager Bob Herron, I didn't know Bob much. You know, we dealt with him when we had our business, but I didn't know Bob very well. I just don't know that people realize what we have in City Manager Bob Herron. Just a gem for this city, just an absolute gem. You know, one of the things that Wheeling, I believe, needs is people to be present. And it's easy to say, you know, they ought to do that or they ought to do this. But being present is what Wheeling needs. It needs people to be here, be involved, and be present. And I'll give you an example about Bob Herron. You know, there was a real cold day one day, and we had a fire in our business. You know, our livelihoods are just literally burning in front of us. But Bob Herron is there in a trench coat, standing next to us. He didn't have to say anything, he didn't have to do anything. He was just present. That's truly what Wheeling, West Virginia is all about. So thank you, Bob. Dave Croft, my good friend, legal counsel, every step of the way he's been there. Josh Jefferson, Brian Komorski, Craig O'Leary from Red, every step of the way. Don Nickerson from the county. The Mills Group, unbelievable. These drawings, these renditions, they're an incredible company. Michael Mills and Vic Greco. I had some folks from outside, a friend of mine, Joey Hatch from Nashville, who built HCA hospitals for a living around the country. He was a construction and consultant for us. Bob Peckinpah Ogilvy has been a part of every step of this. Bob is another gem of our city. He comes from all over the world, but Seattle most lately. And he comes here and he integrates into Wheeling and makes Wheeling his home and is involved and is willing to not see this as competition, but to see how wonderful this will be for Wheeling. One of the last people is a guy named Andy Kajaka, couldn't be here today. He's a CEO and owner, founder of SHG, Southern Hospitality Group in Greenville, South Carolina. Andy builds hotels for a living. When we went through this process, I interviewed 4 different groups, one in Morgantown, one here, one in Alabama, and one in Carolina. And we picked the Southern Hospitality Group. Google them, look at what they've done. This guy is an incredible person, human being, and is going to lead us through this project. And last but not least, my beautiful wife, Lisa. She has been there every step of the way, from supporting me in all these meetings and late night emails and phone calls and conferences, and has been as supportive as anybody that I could ever dream of. So thank you. Just a few words, and I'll finish. Turn over to Bob. Today isn't about today; it's about tomorrow. You know, we can't live in the past. The past is come and gone. People talk all the time. Well, Wheeling used to be this and Wheeling used to be that. You know, it's just not coming back. We got to define the future. We have to do it. The people that live in Wheeling. The time is truly now. I love Wheeling. It's my home. I want to be a part of the future and what it holds for our kids, and their kids. When you look around Wheeling, we're growing every day. I know the Flatiron Building and Boyer Lofts have been here a while, but they're beautiful, beautiful. West Virginia Northern, what a beautiful school. The new donut shop up the street, Cam, the young man, the entrepreneur, man, what a great opportunity. Just put a donut shop up there. The athletic fields on 16th, what a great opportunity for our kids to play soccer, football, playground. And what do you hear? People talk about what's across the street. Let's talk about what's on the field. Let's find the good. Let's pay attention to the positive. This arena that's improving, Kelly Tucker, what she's done, the Capitol, all the incredible shows. I mean, the improvements. It's a beautiful place to come and go and visit. We want other people to see it. And when they come, we want a place for them to stay. How about the new minor league football team? Who just comes to Wheeling and plays football? We give a team. The streetscape, again. Can we see the future? Not what it looks like today, but what it's going to look like tomorrow. Waterfront Hall, 1306, the Stone Center, Bridge Tavern. Has anybody ever mentioned the new police and fire stations? The new parking garage, Tony DiCarlo's new building. We have an opportunity to build a multi-use, transformational anchor development right here on the water. Wow. Our goal is to make this an amazingly authentic place to Wheeling. It'll be a soft brand hotel full of experiences and energies, wine bar, coffee shop, retail, and so much more. I'll end with this. I'm getting on the Wheeling train. What about you? Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you, Barry. It's been a pleasure to work with Barry on this project. He's assembled an unbelievable team to get to the point where we're at today, and it's just truly been exciting to work with them. It's evolved over the past year or so, but I did want to talk a little bit about what's going on across the street. Obviously, National Equipment is part of this project. They have agreed to sell their property to the city. Part of that process will occur this month, the rest of it at the end of the month. The OVADC, through the city of Wheeling, has acquired the Wheeling Coffee Shop as well as the corner property, so we've been able to assemble all the property necessary for this project. And that was done through our tax increment financing district, which has been an incredibly successful economic development tool for the city of Wheeling. It started out with the Stone Center. It's made contributions to the Capitol Theater, the health plan project, the streetscape, WU Medicine, many other projects that have been funded, the 1400 block using tax increment financing. And while this is a significant private investment, the city's contribution from the beginning, and at least for the foundation, does involve using our tax increment financing district. And again, thank you all. Barry and Lisa, when they were with Ziegenfelders, what a great corporate citizen they were, and that's transitioned to this project. And we've got a lot of work to do, but we really look forward to bringing this project to fruition over the next 2 years. One real quick thing about National Equipment that I wanted to mention on their behalf is they will be relocating. We're very excited about that. Their relocation will be within the city of Wheeling, so we're excited. I'll allow them or permit them to announce that at a later date. But so it's a win-win, not only for this spectacular project, but a business that's been in the city for 80 years will continue to operate, hopefully for another 80 years at another location. So thank you, congratulations.
Get the whole project team.